Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danni Shaw, with the latest from Country Kickback.
Hello, didn't add me in. Normally it adds me automatically. Happy Wednesday, first show for the week. So tell me what you've been up to. Did you see any music on the weekend? We've got a few shows coming to you this week at different times again. So keep an eye out on the page because we like to surprise you and just jump up at different times. Thank you, everybody that's been messaging me saying shared, because I have got your messages and it's really good and it definitely helps. So thank you for those of you that are sharing, and for those of you that have been joining us on Snapchat. It's been fun, and I know that you guys have been seeing a different side of me and how uncoordinated I can be at times. So thank you for joining and having fun with us. But yeah, it's been lots of fun. If you do want to come onto the Snapchat, send me a message and I can let you know how we do that with the Buy Me a Coffee campaign that we've got running. Hi, Jan. It's great to see you in the room. We've also got some really cool things coming up with Vision Body, which is, if you don't know much about it, it's an EMS bodysuit. So have a little bit of a Google, because I'll be putting some information up over the next few weeks as that comes into line. And if you're somewhere nearby where they have a class, let me know so we can try and get you to go along and see what it's all about. It's just lots of fun and really good. So if you want to join me with some of the challenges, you can send me a message and I'll let you know how. What else did I need to talk to you about? There's a few things on my list, but they're the main things. So we might welcome Duncan into the room. Hello.
Hey, Danni.
I had lots of things to talk about tonight. I thought better not, because I'm taking up everyone's night. There's lots of people already popping in. Don't know. Can you see the comments on your end? There's Jan is popping in. She said, yeah, you've got something. I wasn't sure. Some people can, some people.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, cool.
Yep,
I have to look over there to do it.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Thank you for jumping on and saying hello. It is cold down here. It is so cold. It's snowing. There's snow on the mountains just out my window here. It is horrible. So if you're in Queensland and reasonably warm, don't tell me. I don't want to know. So, Duncan, you've been, I know you haven't been on the show before. So normally when I have someone new, we go back over their story. I'm not sure we've got enough time tonight to go back over your career. You've been in the industry for so long and done so much. Would you be able to give us a bit of a rundown on where you started, why music, why making videos, why doing what you're doing?
I started playing guitar when I was 13, and that was my best mate's fault, Michael McCartan. Michael plays drums for Troy Casadale and The Flood. Yeah. Also an awesome photographer. Took all my photography photos for my release and all my promo. So he got me into guitar. We started a band, Limbo Tell and Southern Steel. So myself and my younger brother Andy, Mick and Lynn, and then Joel Oakhill later. Moved to Sydney, the Big Smoke. My dad used to call it, go to the Big Smoke, and we played together for a bit longer, and then we all sort of found our separate ways. And then I started playing guitar for Becky Cole and Adam Harvey, and then Adam Brand for 5 years, and then the Songbirds and Sarah Storangina, and then just a gun for hire for everyone, basically, Lee and Troy and countless artists. So did that for a long time. Was with Brandy for 5 years, and then do you want to keep going? I'm trying to do the fast.
This is great. It's good. It's a version of your career.
I was trying to do it fast forward, and then I needed something to balance my life a bit because I was away from home so much, and I had a little family. Yeah. So I got into film accidentally. I figured out I loved editing because my wife or girlfriend at the time had some video equipment and some editing software. I found myself sitting up till 5 a.m. just making something of nothing, just being silly, making crazy videos. And then made a video with a friend of mine, Glenn Wilson. Yes. He played drums on my songs. And then boom, it was off. I had a new passion and something of my own, and I could balance my life a bit better because I didn't have to take every gig because I was the only income for the family. And then the filmery was born with friends, and then that exploded because we won 7 golden guitars in a row.
Yes.
And it just blew up. It got real busy, took over my life, which was awesome. And then here we are all these years later. COVID slowed me down. Started finishing songs, writing some more songs, practicing my singing. And then all of a sudden I had more time on my hands, so I made an album with my friends. And here we are today with just being released my first ever debut single, Run.
So exciting to see you finally doing that after all this time. Is this something that, so I mean, as you said, going into film was actually accidental. You found your love for it. Was singing your own music and releasing your own music just as a solo artist something that was always on the cards, or is that something that sort of decided in the later years as you've had a chance to think?
The more I sang, and especially through COVID, I picked up a gig that we could do every now and then. For a while, it was every week with a friend of mine, Andy Morgan. And yeah, I really got stuck into trying to be a better singer. I just changed my way of singing because all my life I'd sung harmonies in the band, done a few songs here and there, but never really took it seriously. But once I started working at it, and it changed my singing style, because when you're a harmony singer, you tend to sing just sort of monotone, or just flat and smooth and around. You don't want to poke out too much.
No.
But when you're a lead singer, it's a different style of singing. You're a lot more percussive, and you sing back off the beat, or the best way to describe it is like Michael Jackson, right? He's very percussive with his singing. He's like a drummer. He's like sing very syncopated. You can't really do that as a harmony singer because your lead singer would turn around and slap you in the face.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing to me?
You're being very distractive tonight. Docking your pay. Yeah. So once I got a bit more confident as a lead singer, it just happened, and it really did. I didn't set out to be a singer-songwriter when I started. All I wanted to be was a guitarist.
Yeah.
I didn't set out to be a video guy. I just found I loved it, and I don't know. Just if I find something I love, I just give it my all, give it my heart, and it usually works out.
That is such a lovely thing to hear, because so many people don't give it their all and don't, to find something that you love and that you can do and give yourself that time. It's just such a wonderful thing to be able to do it. And Run is such a beautiful song. And I know that you wrote that about your love story. And why was the reason you chose this as your debut single? Is it the first song you wrote, or it was just felt right?
It wasn't the first song I wrote, but it did. It just felt right. It's of all the songs on my album, it's just cruisy, and it's anytime Amanda likes it. My wife Amanda, she's very critical. She's very critical of and I don't think it's just because it's about us, but I think she said the melody always sticks in her head. She wakes up all the time with the melody in her head. So
oh wow, okay.
Yeah, mate, it's just catchy, and I think it's proven to be a little bit of a song there. It's not it is cruisy because people have been listening to it on rotation. Like people say, "Oh, I've got that on all day," and I'm not sick of it yet. I think that's because it's probably just smooth and cruisy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it is. Yeah. It's a nice. It's not just a nice story, but it's a lovely, easy listening to story, and the
easy on the ears.
Yeah, you do enjoy listening.
Yeah.
Yes. So, is this the first of many? Are there going to be a lot more coming?
Yeah, we're leading up to an album.
Excellent.
My record company, Graham Thompson from Compass Brothers, he's got a plan, and I'm just following the lead.
You're doing what you're told.
Yeah, following the lead, and then I'll get Jules on the publicity for me. She's doing a great job.
Yes.
Can't thank her enough, actually.
No, she's wonderful. And Jen has just popped in. She said hi. I haven't had Jen on the show for ages. We'll have to get you.
Jen Myers. My Duncan. Hey.
We've got lots of people popping in.
Hey, Jen.
Oh, she said she's just seen Jen. There's lots of people. Oh, and what did Kaz say?
I was going to try and share it, but I was worried it was going to make sounds as we're doing stuff.
It probably does. I don't know. Can you hear me clicking? Does it? I don't know if you can hear it or not.
No, I can't hear you clicking, but I was going to should I try and do it? I was just worried. I can probably
I don't actually
mute
know
it.
if it'll let you or not. Give it a go.
Yeah, if I just mute. Here we go. I mute the sound.
Yeah.
I can do that. I should share it right now, shouldn't I?
Yeah, do it.
Share now, public. There you go.
I should say share screen should come up down here, shouldn't it?
So I've just shared our live.
I can't see. It sometimes comes up when people do it, but it didn't come up then. So that's
really?
all right. Yeah, sometimes it's a bit. I think it depends on whether I'm logged in on my phone at the same time, because then I can see different. It's a bit confusing. I'm not great.
All right.
With
well, maybe because I need to. I might need to do it from. I'll quickly do this as well for us.
Yes, I do wonder why I went into this platform, because I'm not great with technology, but I'm getting better. I have a few fails, but we get there each week.
Did you get it now? Because I just shared it from I got a public and a musician page and a private.
I think I have it's my phone's turned off now, so
okay.
I think it might have just gone flat. So you have a big plan of an album.
Yep.
Is this is the first song? Are you going to release a few more singles before the album?
Yeah, that's the plan. A few singles and then the album, sort of early-ish next year.
Excellent. So what about all your other hats? Are you going to still be doing the film, or are you still going to be doing a bit of guitar playing for other people? What are your...
Yeah, I'd like to. I'll probably less guitar playing for other people, because I've got to try and invest the time in myself and promote what I'm trying to do. My dad always said, if you're going to do a job, you got to do it properly.
Yes.
But he said it in his dad voice. Hey, you're going to do a job, you do it properly. Yeah. So I'll give it my best with what I'm trying to do here and lean my life back into more music. I'll still be working at the filmery and creating videos and doing, I do a lot of other things as well other than music videos. But I'll still be doing that. But yeah, it's definitely called me back to music, and I'm keen to get my hands dirty and just have a lot of fun with it.
And that's what I like to hear, the fun, the enjoyment. Andrew has also popped in and said hello as well.
There he is. I was just talking about you.
Yes. Now, I was going to talk to you about you with the filmery, and you've sort of already touched in on that, but you're actually sitting there. I was saying to you earlier, you're sitting in that room with all these memories and things. How does that push you to do more of your own as well, like the inspiration of others, or is that making you feel nervous? Because I probably just put more pressure on you by saying that.
I definitely feel I've been feeling pressure to create content because I've been busy creating content for other people, and they're kind of waiting on me to get that stuff done. And I was like, oh, okay, so there's a bit of pressure, but I'll try not to put pressure on myself with my stuff. I did a bit of work last week leading up to the release. But I just want to have fun with what I'm doing. So I'm trying not to put pressure on myself and no expectations. That's my plan. So far, so good.
Well, that's the main thing. Have you got to play? I know you've been out on the road a bit with Lynn of late. Have you got to run live when you've been out on the road with her since release?
Yeah. I've done every gig I do the support and do a few songs. It's been good. Yeah.
Well, people
they seem to like it. Get a good reaction.
Yeah, like it,
yeah, it's been really good actually, and some of my other songs, they get a bit of emotion from people from them, so which is great, and it's just been good to it's been good for me to sing my songs and get that experience because it's so different to being in a backing band. But it's good to know that it connects as well with the audience when they come up after the show and tell me, and they get emotional, or it's cool.
Yeah, that would be, especially because you've spent so much of your career watching that happen at shows. You you would have seen the artists standing around talking and the emotion from their songs and how it's affecting people. That would be really cool now, having that come to you and talk to you about how it's making them feel and their stories behind what it means to them as well. That'd just be huge.
It's a nice thing because we all take what we all listen to a song and take it our own way,
Yeah.
So everyone's got their own story to tell.
Yeah. Have you found people have got a similar story to you with Run, or have they been taking it a bit differently to how you originally thought about it when you wrote it?
It's probably more there's a couple of other songs they get really emotional about where they just like Run. They just always just give me a nice applause. They just like the tune, I think. So I mean, it's Run is it's about all the emotions and feelings of falling in love, but I didn't intend to try and take people on a deep dive on what it's exactly like to fall in love. It was more just, I think it's just carefree. It's just really cruising. It's just, this is how I felt and no big deal,
Yeah.
But yeah.
And your kids, are they enjoying seeing you doing this for yourself?
Yeah. I was, obviously as a dad, you're worried you don't want to embarrass your kids or, make them feel uncomfortable at school or anything like that.
But you do want to embarrass them a bit. That's your right. You get that. Do that.
That's my right. But actually, Reed, my youngest boy, he's 15. He said to me today that he's had mates come up to him and tell him that they'd been streaming my song like constantly.
Wow.
And mates that he wouldn't even think they would be doing that. And he was, I don't know. I actually said to him, well, I'm glad I'm not embarrassing your son.
That makes me feel really old because I remember you were on stage with, I think it was with Adam in Tamworth when you had your first child. You'd only just had your first child that day before or something. Yeah. And was that really that long ago?
Wow. You were there,
way. Yeah, I was there for that.
I remember that. Adam Brand gig at West, and I had Amanda had just had Jack and our first boy, and there's a few little problems with delivery, but everything was okay in the end. But she was definitely not 100%.
No.
And I had to leave for Tamworth.
Yeah.
Had to go make some money. But she was in good hands. Her mum was there, and she had a lot of friends in in Sutherland Shire because that's where she's from.
Yeah.
So I knew she was in good hands. But I took those photos, had them printed, and they came to every gig and sat on the fallback wedge every gig.
Wow.
I remember that. What a memory. Thanks for reminding me of that.
That was a long time. I actually didn't realize it had been that long. Now I'm starting to think, gee, how
17 years ago, Danni.
Yeah, right. Really? I think that would have been probably my first or second time in Tamworth. I think it might have been my first time because I gave up on waiting to find people that would travel to Tamworth with me, and I just decided I was going to go, and I did. And I remember that show, and I remember there's a couple of other moments throughout the festival, little things like that had happened, and they sort of have stayed in my head all this time since the first Tamworth. Yeah, that was
good memories.
Yeah.
I'm just noticing in the comments, people are talking.
Was that one too?
Jen about Forget Her. That was awesome. Yeah. It was funny when I logged in to look at what would be my profile on Apple Music or Spotify. I never realized, and I never even bothered to think it could be there under my name. But a song I got to do with Jen, Forget Her, was on there. I was like, oh, look, there you go.
When was that? Because I remember that, and my dates are not great.
4 years ago now, maybe 4 years ago. Jen, maybe got to refresh our memory.
It would probably be because I think it was around the time that
we're writing another
song. It might have been before Jen came down here, and I met her down in Hobart one year, or past Hobart. I don't know if that was around
recording that time. Well, she's recording that album with Shane Nicholson, and I went in to do some harmonies for her, and then I started singing harmonies on this song, and she changed Jen changed the whole song around and turned it into a duet at that session.
So that was not planned. That was just on the spot.
Not at all.
Wow.
So
that moment, I'll never forget hearing your voice in that song. I had no idea. I think a lot of people were like, wow.
Jen schooled me on it's the first time I ever sung like proper lead vocals in a proper studio like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to sing. Like I had to sing differently when she said, you know, it's going to be a duet. I was like, whoa, okay, right. And it was awesome. And I really love that tune. I've had so many people come up to me and say how they love how we sing completely different lines, but it somehow works.
It does.
And that's Jen. She's a magician.
She's amazing too. A good on her for pushing you. You didn't have anywhere to go. You couldn't run.
Always been a supporter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
She's
that.
wonderful.
A lot of time for Jen.
Yeah. It was back in 2017, she said, and she loved rewriting it for you.
Oh, there you go.
I can't believe it's been that long ago. See, the last few years have all just combined, and it doesn't feel like we've had all this time.
Yeah.
So that was probably your first real taste of singing, though, the releasing music, I guess, and then now this one is your first major one of being out on your own. There a lot of nerves doing it this way? Like releasing the day before your release, were you sitting there thinking, what do I need to do, panicking, or were you just going to just let it go?
On the day of release, or actually on the day of recording in the studio?
Oh, no, I meant day before release, because I have a lot of artists that tell me, we don't get worried, we don't get stressed, but then the day before release, I get these messages going, I was more nervous than I thought.
No, because well, I've been holding on to these songs for a while now, so I don't know. I was happy. The day of release, I was just happy. I was buzzing. I was just I drink a lot of coffee, but it wasn't the coffee. It was just I was just buzzing because it's just finally the day's here, because I'd been holding on to these songs, sharing with friends, but I was so keen to release it and just put it out there because I guess I really want to lean my life back into more music. So it's not saying I don't like my life. I like working at the filmery and creating videos, but I just want to play and I'm keen to sing and write more songs and go down that road for a bit.
I love how you've got so many options and so many different hats. I love the fact that you can do that and still enjoy every area. It's a nice spot to be.
Well, I guess it's all related. Music, I mean, it's film, I suppose, but it's still music based. I still get to do it in the country music industry, which I love. It's always looked after me, the country industry. I think it's very lucky to be part of such an amazing group of creatives, and everyone's just friendly and happy to help each other. And I said this the other day when I was in high school. I grew up in the 80s, and I was in high school, from early 90s, from 90. I think 1990 was my first year of high school. But back in those days, country here was still, it wasn't full on popular still. It was.
No, it was not.
People sort of still country music. Oh my God,
Yeah.
You play it backwards, you lose it. You
get your time. All the regular,
all the old one-liners. But I remember in high school just being a massive defender of country music. I'd always defend it. Like, no, you don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
You've got to listen to the words. You've got to listen to the stories. And it's funny how life works, because as much as I defended country music for so many years, and it's looked after me ever since. I've never really advertised. Well, I have. I mean, Facebook, put a video on Facebook.
Definitely, but
never really had a business card. We've got business cards here at the filmery, but we never really use them.
Is it even the correct details now? Do you just hand them out anyway?
Oh man, it's just I don't know. It's just anyway. It's always looked after me, this industry, and I'm very lucky to be part of it, because I guess that's that age-old universal thing. If you put time and love into something, it eventually comes back.
Yeah. Absolutely, I agree. And I'm like you, high school for me, I remember I was a bit after you. I was 97, not in 1997 when I started high school, but I remember sitting in art class and this person said to me, I think you're the first person I've ever met that actually likes country music. It was just this, nobody does that. Well, they do, because they wouldn't make it if people didn't listen. And the fight and sticking up for it. And now
it's the same,
yeah, and now wherever you go, people know and listen to, and even now I've got friends that'll say that's not country. I'm like, yes, it is. That's country, but if that's on the mainstream radio, yes, it is.
I was going to say that's always been the case, and it still is the case, isn't it? People listen to stuff and they still don't realize it's country.
No.
And that was the case back then. You know, well, that's a good song. I'm like, well, that's country. You know,
that's right. Yeah.
So how many times have we heard that?
Yes,
I know. Yeah.
But that's not country. Yeah, it is actually. You just
anyway. Here's cheers to all the country music defenders, because country music is
I'm back to the water. You're on your tea.
Got a cup of tea going.
Yeah, I've finished my tea. And what has Kaz said? She said lots of love out here. Oh, glad you recognise your own music. Yeah, I agree. So whereabouts are you based? Are you New South Wales based?
Yeah, I'm on the Central Coast, but I was born in Toowoomba, Queensland, and when you're born in Queensland, the blood is it doesn't change. So
it's not
Queenslander.
And what is she said? She was. I can't see her comment. So I was raised in Tamworth and Central Coast. No choice. Country music rules. That's right. I'm in Tasmania, and there was no choice for me. Country music was always a thing. It was in my house. It was in me well before I was born. I'm fairly sure it wasn't an option. So, and thank goodness it wasn't. That's the main thing. I know that I've taken up so much of your time, and I know you need to finish that tea. But thank you so much for joining us. Tell us where we can find you next. I know you're on the road a bit with Lynn. Do you have anything coming up that people can grab tickets to come and see and hear your new songs?
If you check out my website, and it's also on Lynn's website because I'm part of her tour, the Wiser tour. But if you check out my all the dates are on my website. The next one is the Beer Shed in Sydney. I think it's on the 17th.
That's
my website,
isn't it? Yes.
Go to my website, and all the dates are there. All the links to my music are there. Even though I've got one song and one duet with Jen at the moment. I've also sung on a song with Link Phelps. But
I haven't seen that one on there.
I can't see it. I don't think he may not have released it digitally. So
maybe.
But that's a great track too.
Yeah.
And Link's an awesome friend, great singer too. Check out Link Phelps.
So if you want to hear that, head over to his site, see if you can find it. But if you want to have a look, and I have put up there, and as you said, you've already got the few songs there at the minute, but it's about to get a heap. I've actually put the YouTube link for Duncan's what is it, your thingy where they can subscribe? They can join your channel.
All right. Was it the Q&A I did, or?
Yeah, that's all there as well. So I've actually put that link for your whole thing. So if you want to click on that, you can actually see everything that's there. So there's a Q&A, there's the teaser for Run, and I'm trying to think what else is on there now.
There's a behind the scenes there as well.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
So many funny things happen at the studio. Oh, and so many good times in there. Everyone's just like has a little dig at someone, but just in fun, it was a great time.
You could just do a bloopers reel. It'd be great fun to.
Yeah, I could with the stuff I've got. I had the Filmery boys with me. I had Brock and Calvin filming while we're in the studio, so I've got every little second of all that stuff. It was
that is
so much fun.
So you can release that with some of your clips as you put them up.
Yeah, I've got a lot of behind the scenes stuff from the studio, so I'll be using that over the course of every single and leading up to the album.
That'll be fantastic. Gary has also said, so you deserve every success. Absolutely.
Hey, Gary. Hey, mate.
And Kaz also said that Andy's album
is an amazing voice, Gary.
How wonderful is this industry that we work in? Because, every time I have an artist on, there's artists popping in to support. It's just such a lovely, lovely industry.
Yeah, there's my brother, Nathan Toombs. It's
Nathan, I was going to say Nathan's
older brother. Hey, Nathan.
There's lots of people popping in. Thank you for joining. And
no.
Is that NRL, or you're not talking about the Blues as in AFL?
Rugby league.
Okay. No, I'm AFL. So when they say the Blues, I'm like, do they mean Carlton? Because nobody says
if
that.
you're talking AFL, I've got to go Adelaide Crows because I played with Becky Cole for so long. She loves the Crows.
You won. I think the Crows won this weekend. I didn't see that game, but I'm pretty sure they won. Pretty sure, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they did. I went out Friday night to a friend's leaving dinner work party, and I didn't realise that I nearly watched a whole quarter of the football on the TV because there were no ads. And I had not been talking for the whole quarter because it just came on the TV and I didn't realise I was being antisocial. I'm sitting there watching the footy without ads.
Just a little antisocial.
Yeah,
Sure,
sorry. There's just no ads. You can't blame me. Oh, dear. But that's life.
Awesome.
And Kaz said she follows all codes.
There you go.
There we go.
Hey, well, thanks for having me.
Thanks
for having me. I appreciate it. I'm still recovering from a little bit of a flu thing that my son brought home from school, so I'm not really in singing voice. So maybe next time.
Troy has also popped in before we go.
Hey, Troy.
Lots of people.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, thank your son for sharing the bugs. That's just lovely of him.
Yeah.
Caring. Anyways, thank you so much for your time. It's been great to have you. I hope we get you again for your next single. It'll be lovely to follow your story as it continues to grow, because you've had a great story so far, and it's just about to go again.
Thanks, Danny. Appreciate it.
And thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We have 2 shows tomorrow night. We've got Susan Moranti joining us, and I think off the top of my head it's at 6:15. And then we've got Liam Kennedy Clark at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So they've both got new songs and albums out. So have a look at their pages before you come and let us know tomorrow night what you think of them. Thank you so much, Duncan. It's been great having you finally.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for everyone coming in and saying good day.
All right. See you later.
Yeah. See you later. Have a happy.
Thank you for listening. We hope you've enjoyed today's program. See you next time with the latest with Country Kickback.